today I'm going to be showing you how to make a rose. So, if you like this sort of thing, remember to like and subscribe, and on with the rose. So the first thing we're going to do is chain 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, 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 blah. I'm still counting. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, got our 48. Now, we're going to put 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. 1 and 2. Now, you notice this first one counts as a double crochet, where we skipped the stitches. Now, we're going to skip again, skip a stitch, but just one this time, and then 3 double crochets in the next one. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to keep skipping a stitch and double crocheting all the way down the chain. So I'm going to pause this for a second, and when I start back up, I'll have it all magically done. Woohoo! Okay, I said I'd have it all magically done, but 2 things about this pattern that are worth noting. First off, notice that I am not doing the bottom chain in the back loops. Normally I would, because it gives a very lovely shape to the bottom part. It just looks better. But this is a rose, and it's getting sewed onto something, so it doesn't matter what the bottom looks like. What does matter is that the petals are properly supported. So this is one case where it's actually better for your end result to go through the normal top 2 chains instead of doing back stitch only. It saves you a lot of bother. Another thing is that you can actually do this pattern in any size yarn or hook. Now, it's going to look very pretty and lacy the smaller your yarn is. I'm currently using a 3.5 hook and some sport weight yarn. But I've done this before with Aunt Lydia's number 10 cotton thread, and it is gorgeous. You could also presumably make a giant rose out of jumbo yarn. But that sort of rose, you would be making basically a rose pillow, which would be cool. Alright, back to the pausing and magical finish. Alright, so we've got the bases for our flowers made. And as you can see, it's already curling on us. And that's a good thing, because we're going to have to fold this into a rose. But for the next part, what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn. And in each of these little 3DC things, we're going to do a double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, a double crochet in this stitch, a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put a single crochet. See this space here? in between the 3 DCs, we're going to put a single crochet right there. And then we just repeat it for each one, and it gives us our petals. So 1, 2, 3, and a DC in our first one, 2 DC in our next one, a DC in this one, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the space between, and repeat 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I'm going to do all of these petals, and I will get back to you when we're done and show you how to assemble the rose. Alright, so we're down to the very last petal. I'm going to show you how to finish this off and then how to sew it up into a rose. So, we've got our chain 3, our 1 DC, our air conditioner turning on. Oops, there we go. Okay, 2 DC. And then our 1 DC, chain 3, and then we're going to put our SC right in this same stitch right here, and that closes off our last petal. Now we're going to get ourselves a nice long tail for sewing, not just sewing the petal together but also sewing it onto something afterwards, although I'm not going to show you that because my blanket's not quite finished yet. But this is going on the hex blanket. Alright, so just going to pull this through. That way that stays tight. Now, our favorite part of any process, trying to thread the dang yarn needle. Alright, here we go. Ooh, look at that. First try. Alright, so you notice this is curled up quite naturally, and that's good. So, we're going to fold each petal over. Oops, folded it the wrong direction. Alright, see how the curl's going this way? So, let's fold it this way instead. Fold. Do. Folding our little petals together. And as we go, see how it's curling up already? Now, if you don't want to make a rose as thick as this, you can actually cut down the pattern to 24 to do a half-size rose, or if you want a tiny one, cut it down to 12. So, at this point, it's less folding and more rolling the petals up, but that's okay. See how I've got my thumb in there? Keeps them spaced. So, we're trying to keep the bottom even as we roll the petals. Do. Sometimes they like to twist on you. That's okay too. Just untwist them. Alright, and there we go. So, now for our outside we've got a rose that looks like that, and that is gorgeous. But we still got to sew up the bottom so it stays that way. So at this point, you notice this just gets kind of stuck, but that's okay. So all you have to do to unstick it is insert it somewhere. And you pull through. There we go. Alright, now from this point, what we're doing in order to get this rose to stay together, is going through the bottom bits and just going straight through them like that and pulling through. And all you have to make sure of is that you don't get caught in a petal and accidentally sew a petal somewhere it doesn't go. We're just sewing the bottom part. So I'm going to move over this way, and I'm going to go through the bottom in this direction. And I'm probably going to do this about 6 times, going clockwise a little each time. That way, I'm sure I've got everything. So, from here, I'm going to go a little over here, and go through, and pull. Now, it helps also to make sure that you push down on your center part so that you're getting everything in there. You don't want your center part to come up weirdly. Alright, so let's go through here and go under and make sure we get that center. And go through and pull. There we go. Now see, already it's staying together really good, but we're still going to do it 3 more times because thoroughness is a good thing. You never know when your little chihuahua, being the adorable little helper that she is going to get her paw stuck somewhere and pull something she shouldn't. So it's always best to tie things down thoroughly. Alright, and another. And if you pull it really tight, you notice when I pull like that, this bottom part kind of floofs. That's also a cute thing to do. Never hurts to have a little extra floof in your flower. And then last one. Go through here. Now, you notice one of the other things I did is I left this alone. This is my starting thing. And I am just going to tie these together real quick, because that gives us a little extra security on our rose. So, just a quick double knot to make sure the rose stays secure. And at this point, you can weave in this end however you choose. And remember, you can also flatten your flower petals or fluff your flower petals, whatever looks best to you, however you feel at that moment. So this is now ready to sew on to whatever you want to sew it onto. Alright, so I hope that was helpful to you, and have a lovely afternoon. Goodbye.